Okay, so here's a question that I get asked all of the time. Mostly by kids, to be fair, but occasionally adults will ask as well. How long does it take to get to a black belt? And there's a there's a literal answer, as in, and I will give that to you. And then there's a more deeper philosophical answer if you'd like. So let me start with the literal answer, the numbers, for those of you interested. But then for those of you who really understand, stick around for the later part of the video where I'll really explain how long it takes to get a black belt and what that means. On the literal sense of you've joined the club and you want to get to black belt, the physical thing, this is how long it takes. So we do gradings 3 times a year, and that's up to the brown belt grading. So up to brown belt, you can grade 3 times a year. So that means that if you do all of the gradings, you skip the pre-gradings because you're not a little kid, and you go straight away through, you're training enough to attend all the gradings and pass them all. In year 1, you'd go red, yellow, orange. Year 2, you'd go green, blue, purple. Year 3, you'd do purple, white, and brown. So within 3 years, you can get to brown belt. Now, again, from brown belt to black belt, if you attend everything and you're training enough and you don't miss, then you can effectively do brown through to black in about 2 years. Okay, now there's a lot of caveats to this in terms of training frequency, in terms of being available for the dates, in terms of remaining injury-free, problem-free, etc. So this 5 years, let's say, to get a black belt, we are talking under absolute ideal conditions with no issues arising whatsoever. Realistically, if we actually look at the numbers in terms of what people achieve, we're closer to 6 to 7 years, maybe 7 to 8 years on average, for people to achieve a first dan black belt. Okay, that's the literal answer, and it goes up to 10, and I've known people who have managed to do it in little less than 5, but there you go. Now, the real question is, I guess, is what is a black belt? What does it stand for? What does it mean to you in order to get it? Why do you want it? Etc. What are you going to do with it when you get it? And the reason that you got to look at these questions is, and this, I guess this is for me personally, but I'm sure if you spoke to a lot of black belts, they would feel like this. Martial arts is a journey, not a destination. So achieving your first dan black belt is most certainly a significant milestone. It's something you're going to remember. It's very significant, but by no means is it the end of the road. In fact, there's a famous saying that you don't start learning until you get your black belt. The learning starts there, and it's so true. I can say unequivocally that I have improved so much more as a martial artist from when I achieved my black belt onwards than in the process of getting up to achieving it. Also, when I said about the 5 years and that being a dream scenario, as in you attend and make everything, it's also under the conditions that you are capable of learning and achieving all the necessary requirements in that time frame. And that's a very individual thing in terms of your flexibility, because if you're not kicking head height, you're probably not getting a black belt. In this striking martial art, a requirement is to be able to get your leg that high. So it's something that you need to work on over time. And for some people, getting that level of flexibility takes a lot longer than others. Some people are just born with it. Some people develop it quicker. Some people have a really hard time with it. Some people really struggle with the sparring side of the martial arts, where they love the training, they learn all the technique, they enjoy the pad work, the bag work, everything about it. But they have a real issue with sparring. And that's not something that you can just fix overnight. It takes time. And again, how much time does it take? Well, it completely depends on your situation and what you're exposed to. So I think people should really try, and I understand how hard it is, to not obsess about the grade and the color of the belt around your waist, and to obsess about just being a better martial artist. And a result of doing that is that you will achieve a black belt. This is the beauty of it, but it shouldn't be the goal. The goal should be, I want to be a better martial artist. I want to be better at whatever your chosen discipline is, whatever you're looking to improve at. And also, it's important to just enjoy it. Like, you shouldn't be just grinding away at it for the sake of, you want to get the black belt, and then what afterwards? And this is the next question, is what are you going to do once you get that black belt? So once you've achieved this goal, is that it? Do you hang up the gloves? Do you put that belt in the cupboard somewhere? Do you put it in a presentation box and you're done with it? I know people who have done it. I've had plenty of students who they get to black belt and then that's it. And it's because that was the goal. That was all there was to it. Get to the black belt. And once they get to the black belt, they don't have anything else that they want beyond that. But there is so much more. You know, in our style and many disciplines, there are the Dan grades. So progressing through into a deeper level of knowledge within your black belt. And with those grades comes the ability to start grading other students, to grade other clubs, to take part in a larger conversation about what the syllabus is within your school. I mean, this is all dependent on how your school and how your organization is structured. But to believe that it all ends at a black belt, I think, is a big mistake. And I think that your martial arts journey should be a lifetime thing. And whether you achieve a black belt in 5 years, you achieve it in 15 years, or you never ever manage to achieve it, which it will be a reality for some people. They won't get there. Anyone can get a black belt, but not everyone will get a black belt. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. If you enjoy it, and if you're progressing, and if you're learning, then don't worry about the color of the belt around your waist. Work towards it, work towards improving your skills, work to improving your knowledge, and the black belt, if all is well, will come as a result of that. And what you will find is that although you'll be very proud of it, and although it will be a milestone, it won't be the be-all and end-all of you as a martial artist. It'll be the beginning. It'll be a starting point. It'll be a talking point, but it won't be absolutely everything. So I hope that answers the question for people, and I hope that you just continue to grow and enjoy your martial arts without worrying too much about the belt.